I get talk. So wait, are we getting McDonald's? You can talk. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're
only
recording. Yeah, I mean,
yes, we're getting McDonald's.
Okay.
Wait, that was supposed to be a meal. No, what's the toy? What's
the Happy Meal?
Yeah. What do they got?
Oh, the toys right now are the Sonic toys. I think
So the Sonic toys.
that's what I got. I got a Knuckles the other day. Can we talk about this real quick before we start the show? So there's the Knuckles, and then
I did not put the stickers on my Knuckles.
And there's Sonic. The Sonic sticker has lightning bolts on it.
Right.
Knuckles has blue and red triangles. Why? What about Knuckles is blue and red triangles?
I don't know.
Also, neither one of them are in a position to roll, or run. These make no sense.
They look pretty lame. What do they do? Like you just
roll them.
Just roll them. They're doing cartwheels. Is that how they go into battle? Is just cartwheels?
Well, I mean, the Mario Kart ones are
kind of. I guess they roll.
I got a Metal Mario.
Nice.
All right, let's start the show. Hold on, I have to pick dinner first.
I was literally finishing my order as you said. All right, let's start the show.
What did you get?
I got a double quarter pounder and a half.
It's cute.
Oh, we go for that 20%.
I'm doing me to this right now.
Because by the time they're done with the podcast, you gotta be like, oh, why didn't I get food earlier? I want to go to bed.
That doesn't sound like me. According to all of our social media page, what I sound like is, hey,
it's me, Kana.
It's me, the Garlic Boys. It is me, the other Garlic Boys.
Hey, I'm also here.
How high was he when he made that?
I would like to know how high you were when you made that.
Oh, yeah.
He just said yes.
Hey, I have one question for you, Matt.
What?
Where have all the good men gone?
I have a retort.
I can't hear you.
I don't think you could say that word.
I have a question in return.
Here's a question in return.
Where are all the gods?
Where are all the gods? Come on, AJ. What's the next line?
That's the only two lines I know. Don't do it, AJ.
I'm out.
It's a but it does make a sound.
Oh, you were waiting for like a dong.
Dong. Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We're your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
And I'm your mom. Your brother never used to do these things to me, Connor, surprising me on the show. What is wrong with you? Your brother doesn't do these things.
Dude, there was like a 5-minute period between what they last heard and me speaking now. Because my brother and I were ordering food. And actually, I'm going to bring up a point that I just made. The Taco Bell, I think, Taco Bell has the superior app because it has a bong noise at when you order food off of it.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's a lot of fun after I hear AJ go, you just order Taco Bell after my phone dings. And then about 45 minutes later, I hear his bong because my Taco Bell made him want Taco Bell. And it just lets the whole house know that we're Big Macs.
It's like a serotonin dopamine reactor. I feel like when you're either so depressed that you can't move or so high that you can't move, the Taco Bell ding just wakes you right up. It's something else, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's great.
And the idea about being so high you can't move.
Yeah, man. Like when I'm hitting the doobies, sucking on those roaches, it just
They call me Scooby with all the doobies I am doing.
exactly. When I'm enjoying a nice marijuana with a glass of Chardonnay on the side, I guess.
Those times where I partake in the reefer.
Yeah. The Taco Bell ding just it's like high and then right back to where I should be. Because the Taco Bell ding,
it grounds you. It brings you back to where you know what life is.
Exactly. Honestly, if somebody didn't know me, like I've actually had cops pull me over and ask if I'm high because my eyes constantly red.
Because you refuse to blink.
It's not a refusal. It's a subconscious refusal. All right. It's not just straight out refusal. I'm not choosing to not blink. It just happens,
Listeners, go back and watch episodes of this show and keep a tally of how many times you notice Matt blinking. Because I promise you, it's way less than a human should be blinking.
Yeah, but this episode's going to skew their results. Oh, yeah. I blink so fast.
And
that hurt.
It creates this weird power dynamic between the two of us. And we've maybe talked about this before, but who knows? Of your eyes are way too wide open.
They're not.
And I don't open my eyes enough.
Yeah. Connor is in a perpetual state of blinking. He's blinking so fast that his eyes look closed. They look closed.
My eyes are so narrow. I haven't blinked in 3 years.
Speaking of not blinking, this actually is a really good segue into what I wanted to talk about. I'm just gonna brush through this real quick, and then we can not talk about it the rest of the episode. In college, they constantly called me a vampire. Like, I didn't blink. My skin was pale as heck all the time.
You drank the blood of virgins. Like, there were so many reasons.
I drank the blood of virgins. It was a whole thing. Right after the clowns thing, it was the vampire guy on campus. And eventually they had to do a reanimation ritual on me because they sacrificed me to the blood god Baal. Anyway,
you did still hang upside down from the ceiling, but I think that's just because you missed it.
I did. It was great. So speaking of vampires, season one, baby, of Marvel Rivals is out, and I could not be more excited. So last night, it was supposed to come out at 2 a.m., the update. So I stayed up until 2 a.m. The update came out, but then I went to go play it, and it's like, server maintenance. The game will be down till 4 a.m. I'm like, no! Like, I was sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So I went to bed. Then I woke up this morning, instantly started playing. I mean, I did have to drive me to work, but I instantly started playing. Okay.
Right.
They released 2 new characters and a whole slew of skins for the other characters. Right. I guess throughout the season, they're going to be releasing the next 2, which is first 2, Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. Husband and wife combo. Really nice team there. I want to show you.
Oh yeah? Which one are you more of a fan of? Because I can take a guess.
I literally was going to show you the.
Are you going to show me that black outfit that she has?
Here, let me share my screen.
Did you spend the 1,600 points to get that outfit for her, Matt?
Can I share my screen?
Can we show this on YouTube?
I'm only sharing the regular one. Look at that. It's the regular Invisible Woman. Hi, baby. Good timing. What is that a nail? Like this? Where did this come from? You just found it on the floor?
Which
All right.
animal does that belong to?
Probably Ahsoka. I'll check her out. This might just be like the cap of it. It sometimes will come off. It grows in layers, and so sometimes whenever she's rough with her claws, it'll just like come off a top layer, but there will still be a nail underneath. I don't think she lost her entire nail. That would be wild.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so sharing on my screen, that's the Invisible Woman.
I don't see it.
Oh, you're clever. She
Clever.
is a strategist. She is a strategist, right?
I'm gonna regret asking this question.
Right. Yep.
But what are the different things?
So Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. Vanguard is like the tank. Duelist is like they do a lot of damage and they're a little squishy. And then there's the Strategists, which are the healers. The not the healers alone, but the help. What is the word I was looking for?
Support.
Thank you. The support class. They help heal, they help damage boost, they do stuff like that in battle. Yes, my love. Okay, bye. What was that? And
Yep.
Yes, my love. I love you too. Can I continue recording, please? The other character that came out, I love you, is Reed Richards. Okay. Mr. Fantastic.
This
And
absolute filth.
This guy, this John Krasinski looking mother trucker, absolutely fantastic. Okay. I hate playing him. I do. But there is a what's the word I was looking for? A market, I guess, for him. Like he can be fun if you know how to use him.
There's a meta for him.
Yeah, exactly. He stretches, he slaps people, and then like one of his cool abilities is that he can absorb damage and then like shoot it back at the person. So like he'll just like bulk up real big and then it'll like pew 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 pew, and then he like blasts it back.
Yeah.
Cool mechanics. I hate playing him. And his ultimate is decent. But it's like it's so hard to control for me. Like I was just not having much fun with it. But I did play him a little bit. I did play Sue Storm. Not characters that I would main, like not characters that I would continue to play. Yes, my love. Not even remotely. Sorry.
These episodes.
It is. But not characters that I would main regularly, but I would pick Sue Storm, Invisible Girl, as a strategist if I was going to be picking a strategist, because her attacks will bounce through the people you're healing and hit the people, like it'll bounce through them and hit enemies in line with them. So it can be really nice, her abilities. And her invisible, like just getting out of dodge whenever things go bad, she just turn invisible and then run away. And
that's solid.
Incredible. It's incredible. So yeah, so far that's all they have released is those two characters. They plan on releasing the Human Torch and the Thing during this season. We just don't know when. And that's about it. Dracula. The reason I started talking about this is because Dracula is the main villain of this season. I've been trying to keep up with the comic series that they're releasing in tandem with the Marvel Rivals video game. Like as they're releasing seasons, they're also releasing comics to kind of explain the story a little bit more.
And there's lore and stuff that you could look up, as you're playing the game with each of the characters. And the story has some quick snippets of story, like in the battle pass and everything. It's really fun, really cool. I encourage you all to continue playing this game. I'm pretty sure they said they've kept like 90% of their initial player base from launch, and they've gone through an entire season 0, which it was half the length of a normal season, and they're starting up season 1 pretty strong. So I'm excited. They added 2 new maps too. Not 2. Well, yeah, they added one, which is Midtown, and they added the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is so freaking confusing because there's just portals everywhere, just everywhere.
Right.
You have to jump through portals to get to different areas, and this mother freaking stupid Scarlet Witch was just constantly up my butt the whole time. She was. I would spawn, and guess who'd be right there? Scarlet Witch. I don't know how she was finding me, but she was.
Maybe magic.
Now, magic's a
Do
different character.
you think she was? Do you think she was using magic to find you?
No. That's not how a game works.
Divination.
That's not how the game works. She doesn't just have divination magic.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the palest of them all?
Me. They had if you reach gold in competitive mode, this season you get a Sue Storm skin, another one. They released not only the regular Sue Storm, there's the alternate colors, there's the one that you saw, the Malice outfit that I don't feel comfortable showing on the PG podcast. And they released another one where she's got like pink highlights in her hair. But I haven't seen the full thing, and I have yet to reach gold to get it. So
what suits did they reveal for Mr. Fantastic?
That's a good question. It looks like Accelerate from
They gave him his maker suit?
Yeah, that's the one. It looks yep.
Do you know about the maker?
No. They gave him this suit.
Incredible. It's actually very relevant
Actually,
to why they gave him that suit and why I was hoping that they gave it to him. In the comics right now, you might have heard of the new Ultimates universe, which is 6160.
okay.
And it's, as of right now, it's way better than the previous Ultimate comics, which were like, hey, what if we made like the Marvel Universe but edgy? And that edginess is going to be Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver having sex and Wolverine watching them.
They're brother and sister, are they not?
They are. The only good thing that came from that world is Miles Morales. He was originally the Spider-Man of that one. And I think that's also where we got the Sam Jackson lookalike Nick Fury, but I'm not sure on that one.
Okay.
Anyways, the new one was created when the Maker went back in time and killed Tony Stark, I believe, and also just stopped a bunch of other heroes from becoming heroes when they were supposed to, so that he could run the world and remake it in his vision. And it's just Reed Richards, who is typically just a jerk and not a nice guy, actually leaning in, going full villain.
Okay.
To the point where he stops Peter from getting his spider bite. And Peter just goes on, lives a normal life, gets married to Mary Jane, has 2 kids. And then in his 30s, he gets bitten by the spider as Tony Stark sent out probes into the future to help like reset the timeline. And I think Tony also like was a part of the Maker's what the Maker did.
Yeah.
But it's actually really, really interesting idea for a universe. And like is a good place to like play in.
Mm-hmm.
And create new worlds for these characters, but like in a way that's not like, oh look, it's it's not hacky. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, so he used a time machine called the Immortus Engine to reshape the world in his image. I'm reading from the fan wiki on Marvel Database right now. He erased possible threats to his designs before they could reemerge, delaying the space flight that would have given Reed Richards his power and the crew fantastic powers, facilitating the ascension of Loki to the throne of Asgard and to imprison Thor, and stepping in when teenage Peter Parker would have been bitten by a radioactive spider. So he then divides the world into 7 major territories. Has a secret shadow council, and so there's a bunch of crazy things he's done, and how he's affected the lives of these warriors. Read more comics, people. They're really interesting.
I just got the Marvel, whatever their app is.
Yeah, Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah. I just downloaded it, one, so I could read the Rivals comics, but I just started Secret Wars, the original one, and then I'm going to go through some of the other ones.
The 80s Secret Wars?
Yeah.
The newer one where Doctor Doom is in charge of Battle World is probably what the movie Secret Wars is going to be based on loosely.
Yeah. I just wanted to read all of them. So I started with the original, and then I'm going to read the newer one.
Should share that password with me.
Okay, will do.
So I could read the Ultimate Comics.
Yeah. One of my favorite interactions, real quick, we go back to this and then we can move on to whatever we're talking about. My favorite interaction between characters in this new season with the release of the characters is Namor and Sue Storm, the Invisible Girl. It's so funny. He's like, Sue, we could go to the bottom of the ocean. You could be my queen. And she's like, screw off. Like, I hate you. Just die.
Do you know how recently Shamir Moore was in the news, pop culture wise, because he was down bad for Haley Steinfeld, and now she's engaged to Josh Allen?
Yeah.
And so he's the only Spider-Man who didn't get with his girl in the end.
Yeah.
That's how Namor is in the comics. For those of you, if that helps figure out what Namor is, he's just a dude that's really down bad for Sue, and doesn't think that Reed is worth being with.
Yeah.
And just tries everything he can to convince Sue to be with him. And Sue could not care less about this man.
Of course not. Her and Reed have the perfect relationship. It's fine.
Well, sometimes. Sometimes Reed gets too caught up in his work and forgets that she exists. But hey, all of us do that, right? Right? It's normal to just forget other people or things sometimes.
No, but Reed is heavily neurodivergent. That's not even a question, my dude.
I think you were watching Fanforstic, and I think you texted me. He's like, well, for one, you took umbrage with the fact that the Thing's catchphrase came from his older brother physically abusing him when he was a kid.
Yeah.
But I think you also texted me, dude, what kind of neurodiversity does Reed have in this movie? Because I can sense it hardcore.
Dude, he was my favorite part of that movie.
I can't say I liked any of that movie, if I'm honest.
I hated that movie. It was garbage. And I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon here. I watched it finally after years of people telling me how terrible it was. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? I'll give it a shot because I like to formulate my own opinions by watching things rather than having somebody tell me what my opinion should be. You know what I mean? How it should. And it was so bad. It was so bad. But Miles Teller, right? Yeah, Miles Teller, probably my favorite part of that movie. It's a low bar. It's a really low bar.
Right.
But probably my favorite part of that movie. I think he played
an autistic man very well.
Here's how bad that movie was to me. I watched it twice.
Mm-hmm.
First time I watched it was on a bus or it was a plane ride from one of the countries I've been to. I forget which one it was. And I fell asleep. Now, for those of you who don't know, for me to fall asleep on a plane is wildly impressive.
Especially when he's freaking white knuckling the chair handles.
I had an 18-hour flight to Cambodia once, and I did not sleep on the entire thing. It was insane. I didn't eat. I barely ate anything. I didn't sleep at all. It was wild. I don't like planes in the slightest. But that movie was so terrible. My body was like, "We need to get out of this situation. What do we do?" And the bitch went, "Shut it down," and I went to sleep. And so I was like, "Oh, I didn't actually watch it. Like parts I liked, or the parts I watched I didn't like. So let me give this another shot." And then I went, I think my body had the right idea of not letting me watch this.
It really just, I don't know. I want to be hopeful, right, about this new Fantastic Four. But so far, they've given me a really terrible Fantastic Four and a kind of mediocre, good for the time, didn't really hold up Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're good. The original two, decent movies. I liked them. Like, it's not something I wouldn't rewatch. The new one is. The old ones, I would rewatch them.
Oh, I rewatched the old ones from time to time. The thing
Right.
about the old ones was like they were entertaining. They were a family. They were people that like you could see why they were fun to watch. The
Yeah.
plots weren't good. They weren't really good character. Like the Doom characteristics weren't what they were supposed to be. And like the second one didn't do Galactus justice at all. And I didn't like that Johnny was switching powers every 20 minutes. But
Yeah.
like it was still fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they hold up. They're not as good. Please don't get this out of what I'm saying. They're not as good, but I think they hold up about as well as Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. They're, again, not as good, but as far as superhero movies go now, those aren't the best superhero movies on the market. You know what I mean? Like they're
I would rather watch those ones than the Eternals.
ouch. All right, fair enough. I didn't mind the Eternals. I really didn't. I don't
but-
know why everybody hated it.
Because it was lifeless. There was no joy. There was nothing. It was just 3 hours of what if really old people were sad, and then an abortion metaphor.
I guess. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I was intrigued throughout the movie. It wasn't, again, definitely not the best superhero movie I've ever seen. Not even close. But like I think it was over Thor the Dark World, which again, pretty low bar. But
Thor
still,
the Dark World is still the worst Marvel movie.
way better than Captain America 2. Come on. I'm kidding. I know that's your favorite. the hatred fueling. I'm fueling the fire of hatred. You're welcome.
You want to talk about something else that's really good?
I would love to talk.
I don't know if you've watched this series yet, but just recently this week, the last episode of season 1 of Creature Commandos came out, and it was a fantastic show.
Good.
It is the first in James Gunn's new universe for DC. It's the first thing that came out of it. Quite a few positives for the show. Have you watched it yet?
I've not. I do plan to. I think. I don't know yet. We'll see.
It's a team up movie
Mhm.
of weird misfits and people that shouldn't be together on a team. And as we know, James Gunn does nothing better than a team up of weird characters that should not be on a team becoming together.
Of course.
So you got that. You got Sean Gunn playing a weird character, so you definitely know this is James
he
Gunn.
Weasel?
He is Weasel. Sean Gunn also voices G.I. Robot. Alan Tudyk plays several characters in it, but includes Clayface and Dr. Phosphorus.
Isn't Clayface isn't he going to be the live action Clayface as well, Alan Tudyk?
all of them
Are going to be their
all
live
of them are the live action counterparts. Yep, because Frank Grillo, who played Crossbones in Marvel, he plays Rick Flag Senior,
Oh, okay.
and he's in Superman.
Nice.
And so this does take place after the Suicide Squad, and
Right.
so it is. Well, James Gunn stated in an interview that if it's mentioned, it's canon. And so anything that's mentioned is then canon. So they mentioned Project Starfish. They mentioned some of the events that have sort of Presca. I don't know if they like say the Suicide Squad, but they also talk about how Waller was outed by her daughter, which happens in Peacemaker. And he stated that Peacemaker season 1, like 99.9% of that is canon. The only thing that's not canon is the Justice League showing up at the end of the last episode. Spoilers. Sorry, I didn't think about that. It's been out for like 3 years now. If you haven't watched Peacemaker, you're not going to watch it now.
Well, maybe I will, because James Gunn's Superman's coming out, and I want to catch up on his DCU.
Okay, then
Now
go
it's
watch
spoiled.
Peacemaker.
Now it's spoiled forever. Your disappointment. Your brother didn't disappoint me this way.
He's disappointed me in a lot of ways, though. It's fine. He's not going to. He doesn't listen to this. That's one of the ways he disappoints me. But we have the bride who is the bride of Frankenstein, and then Frankenstein is also in it. So the bride is played by let me get this right. Indrina Varma, I believe, is how we're pronouncing her name. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. She plays the bride. Like I said, Frank Grillo plays Rick Flag Sr. We have Nina Mazursky, who plays Zoe Chow is playing Nina Mazursky. Jeez. She is like the fish one. And then David Harbour is playing Frankenstein. And then there's a few other characters within it.
Linda Cardellini's in it.
Was she?
Yeah, Elizabeth Bates.
What did Linda Cardellini play?
I don't know.
Viola Davis comes back as Amanda Waller. Stephanie Beatrice plays a professor studying Themyscira.
No way. Nice.
Michael Rooker played a Nazi. Well, neo-Nazi. It's really good. You should watch it. I don't want to spoil that episode for you.
I'll watch it. Don't worry, buddy.
Who did Linda Cardellini play? Weasel's lawyer. Okay. Oh boy. I didn't realize that was her. Weasel gets a lawyer. Jeez, Weasel's episode was really sad. I really wish you would have watched this show so I could talk to you about it more. But I don't want to spoil it for you because I want you to enjoy it. But this is just a time for me to recommend the show. It's only 7 episodes. Each of them are about a half an hour long. It's on HBO Max or just Max, whatever we're calling that nowadays. It's really good. You should watch it.
I will. Probably.
It's hyper violent because it's a cartoon.
I love violence. Yeah. I just watched my students at work were watching Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 last night. Not last night, the other night while I was working. Because of the final scene, like the battle scene where everybody's ripping each other's heads off and stuff. But then it turns out that it's just like a projection into the villain's mind and everything. It's not actually a battle. I was a little disappointed by that. Never actually watched the movies or read the books. Yeah, it was a little disappointing. I was like, man, they're really like doing a number on these people. They're like ripping heads off. They're ripping limbs off. They're like dogs, the werewolves, they're dying. And they're all howling in solidarity to their fallen comrade. It was rough, man.
That is the only Twilight movie I've ever seen.
I've seen the first one, and then I was going to watch the second one, and then got into a really big fight with the person I was watching it with, and then never watched any more. It was great. So, my face isn't red. It's the light.
No, I got you.
So yeah,
Mhm.
that was that. I like violence, not in real life, in movies and TV shows and video games.
Well, man, I'm proud of you for admitting that. I know it was hard for you, but
Hi, my name's Matthew, and I'm addicted to violence. Artificial violence, not real violence, obviously.
sure. I don't know why you had to like clarify that.
I'm not a serial killer. What? Please don't dox me. I'm not actually a serial killer.
Sure.
I am a vampire.
I believe you.
Address?
You want me to share your address with everyone?
No, gosh, no. I have I have former students that could listen to this podcast, and I don't know, maybe they have a grudge against me. I don't want that out there. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just rereading what happens in Creature Commandos and just enjoying the fact that it's real. Did you watch the season premiere of The Rookie?
I did. Oh, it was good. It was very, I mean, it's a good season opener, right? Like very action heavy, like peril and problems left and right. There was like 3 different stories going at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Really good stuff. I liked it a lot, and I like the new rookies. I'm excited to see how terrible they are, but how character progression and stuff.
What I like about it is that it that is mine. Yeah, you took the nuggets. That cheeseburger is mine.
I got the one they messed up.
Did you not get your quarter pounder?
I got my quarter pounder. I didn't get my chicken. I got the one that's a McChicken and 6 nuggets. You get a McChicken?
No. What was I talking about?
You're talking about the rookie.
Oh, I think sometimes the rookie likes to either just like forget plot points altogether and just like never talking about them again, or quickly wrap up a storyline that like was a cliffhanger for the season immediately, and they didn't do that this time. Like if this whole episode had just been finding Jason and Oscar, and like they finally catch them, and then like there's nothing moving forward with the episode, I would have been very disappointed.
I want it to be an entire
writing.
season, a slow burn throughout the whole season,
Me too.
or at least half the season. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think it's a good season ender. With them wrapping that up.
There should be some stakes, and I think like there's so many things that they did well in the episode, including like the opening with like Nolan coming back, and like they quickly talk about and like hint on a few things, like where Monica is, the fallout with Dr. London, Aaron moving over to North Hollywood. Which I was going to be like, how are they going to talk about that? They hadn't addressed it for so long in the episode. I was kind of getting worried that they just weren't going to address it. And the biggest thing that I liked is that they made Gray.
Chen? Oh, Sergeant Gray, Lieutenant.
They made him a lieutenant now. And so like now there's a reason why Bradford can be a cop or a sergeant at the station, well as also like giving Gray a new character beat and something like to move up with and everything. Making Chen a training officer, that was good. Like I'm not sure how cop ranks work, so like I don't know why she was a different rank than Nolan. Is it because he got a promotion?
I don't think
because of his.
So obviously he's the union rep, and then he also is a training officer, and that's just like kind of, it's not really a rank up, it's just like a rank sideways, I guess. Like you don't really have any superiority over other cops, you're just kind of training the rookies, right?
But she wasn't. She was in a PO3. Like he promoted her to PO3 to be the training officer.
No,
but they started at the same time. Nolan was actually held back, so she should have been a higher rank than him a while ago.
Fair, man. I don't know how the police ranking in LA works either. Okay. I was just absentmindedly looking at police, like the state police, as a possible job, just absentmindedly. Wasn't really like looking for anything serious. Holy garbage! That does not sound like fun. I have to be at the training facility for like 6 months with no contact with anybody else. Like we would have to put this show on indefinite hold until I was done.
No.
Yeah, 6 months. It's a no. Get down right now. Oh, slap the crap out of you. Anyway, sorry, Menace cat. I don't know why she left the door open. It's fine. It's fine. I'm an adult. So yeah, 6 months that I'm on this training facility. It's paramilitary, right? So they're not just like, hey, show up and we'll like teach you how to be a cop. It's like drills, like drill sergeant kind of thing. You're running miles at 5 a.m. You're like, it's basically the military,
Right.
but for police officers. And again, not anything I was ever interested in doing, the military. And this doesn't sound like fun. I could probably get my body in shape to the point where I could meet the physical requirements because they weren't like that crazy. It was like 26 push-ups, like was for the men my age. And then there was a couple other things. 3 miles in like 13 minutes or something like that. Yeah, rough. Does not sound fun at all. And I'd have to run again, and that just sounds
The last time I did a mile, like timed and like actually effort into it, I got a mile in like 16:40.
nice. That's solid.
I did ROTC in high school.
Yeah.
And I was an officer. And so they always require that the officers participate in the physical achievement tests. And I went, Commander, you know I'm not going to pass the test. So it's just going to be another number of someone that not passing. He's like, yes, but it's also another number of somebody participating. And so that helps us. And I went, okay. So we had to do as many push-ups as we could, as many sit-ups as we could, and then run the mile as fast as we could.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to do like 15 push-ups or 19 push-ups or whatever it was. And I got 2. Because I was in some decent shape my senior year of high school. Because I thought I was going into the Navy.
Really? Like that was your goal?
Yeah, I was going to be a Navy chaplain.
Fair, I guess. Like I guess that's an adequate goal.
My goal was to be able to make tape by the time I graduated, so that the summer between high school and college, I could go to boot camp and then I could still make it for my freshman semester. And then I didn't do that. And so I just ate Domino's every day and didn't go to the gym anymore. And then got fat again. And it's just been steadily going downhill for 8 years. Yeah, but my lowest weight was 280.
Nice.
I lost 50 pounds in 5 months. I was like dieting, exercising regularly. Like I did really well when I put my mind to it. I still can. I just don't.
I can quit eating anytime. He says as he shoves a fry into his mouth.
No, but here's the thing. When I work out, when I diet, when I do all that stuff, I know how to do it well. And it works. And I like it. All it is just me not having some sort of regulation in my head that goes, hey, stop eating. Hey, don't do that. And I don't know what it is. Because like I physically have to constrict myself when I was doing those things of like, okay, you can't get a burger, you're going to get chicken because red meat is higher in fat protein, or like fat, less protein, or whatever kind of metric it was. So like you're going to get a chicken sandwich. Shouldn't get it breaded though. You got to get a grilled chicken sandwich. And basically I lost all joy in my life.
That's what dieting is, buddy.
However, I've never looked better. Like the pictures of me in high school, I was 17, so like don't like ogle it, but like if you look,
man.
I was 17. But it was like I looked like I was in decent shape. I looked like somebody who was taking care of myself. And then at college, I was a little heavier, but like still like decent. And now I look like this. But I've got a girlfriend, so who cares but her?
The freshman 15 hit me hard in college. Like I was pretty skinny when I entered college, and I see videos of me from like freshman year of college, and I'm like, oh my Lord, how far I have fallen. I gained 15 probably in the first month, and then it steadily kept going up.
I blame the school because
It
you
had
can't tell 18-year-olds here's unfettered access to a pasta bar.
Here
expect
is
any sort of diet plan.
Here is an entirely self-serve pierogi station. Do with that what you will, students. Like, you're telling me that I can just get as many tots as I want?
Do you like pudding? Here's
Anytime?
4 gallons of it.
Like, they should not have been doing that. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I get it. Because, like, either you don't have all of the workers, or you just don't feel like serving every single student, and then every single student asking for more, and then you have to tell them no. Like, it gets annoying. I would hate to be a server in like a cafeteria. But man, I exploited the crap out of those days. And then I just keep going up. I'd be like, hey, can I get omelet? And she's like, yeah, you can get an omelet. So then I'd go sit down, eat my omelet. And then I'd go up with like my hoodie off. And then I'd be like, hey, can I get an omelet?
What's fun is when I worked at the school, like at the cafeteria, I would work on Saturdays where we had the brunch, and that's when we had the omelet bar. And I was friends with the person running the omelet bar. And so I'd be like, hey, I'm going to give you my omelet order. You just make it for me, right? She was like, yeah, okay, sure. I made it. I put like, I was like, what's the craziest thing I could get them to do? So I put 8 eggs on there. I apparently inadvertently made an 8-pound omelet.
Good Lord.
That they couldn't cook up front. They had to take the ingredients to the back and cook it back there. And typically they wouldn't do it, but they wanted to challenge themselves to see if they could.
I love that so much.
And I had to eat it. I had to eat all of it.
Yeah.
And it was too many eggs.
No, really? 8 eggs is too many eggs?
And an omelet, yes. If you scramble them, they get more condensed, and so it's not that many eggs. I just had 7 eggs the other night.
I'm pretty sure same amount of eggs. Like, it seems like you're eating less, maybe, but you're not.
I don't know if it is. Honestly, straight up, I don't know if it is less eggs or the same amount of eggs. I think it's less eggs.
Do you know what an omelet is, buddy? It's scrambled eggs that aren't scrambled. Like, they're just not mashed up. It's the same thing.
Hey, you know what scrambled eggs that aren't scrambled are? Eggs.
I'm just saying, if you take an omelet and then you just mash it up, it's scrambled egg. Ooh. Can you make like gourmet scrambled eggs? Like, just add the stuff you would put in an omelet in with the scrambled eggs, and then you basically have like an omelet gourmet scrambled egg situation.
Well, it's more of a deconstructed omelet. If you want to make a gourmet omelet, you can do what Gordon Ramsay does and keep it on the heat for 30 seconds and take it off and scramble and put it back in the heat, and then add some creme fraiche to make it creamy and fluffy.
It is so much work. I've tried to do that. I hate it.
I've never done it with creme fraiche, but I've done it with sour cream. Delicious eggs. Like, honestly.
Absolutely. I'm sure they turned out incredible. I just don't like on the heat, scramble, or on the heat, leave, off the heat, scramble, on the heat. Like, it was so much work just to have some scrambled eggs. I don't know. Not worth it to me.
You want to talk about a lot of work. There's this butter sauce that I make where you take 8 tablespoons of butter, cut it up into individual pieces. And you take 8 tablespoons of water, pour that into a pot. and then you add 1 tablespoon at a time on low heat. Start stirring, start whisking it in. Wait for that butter to melt. Keep whisking, add in another tab. You do that until all 8 tablespoons are combined, and it somehow makes this like rich, silky, smooth butter sauce, and it's like better than just like regular melted butter.
Have I told you? That's awesome, by the way. Have I told you about the cloud eggs that I made?
I think so, but
So-
refresh my memory.
Yeah, so basically you separate the eggs, the yolk from the whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you whip up the whites, okay? You plop them onto a baking sheet, you get a little divot, you put the yolk in the middle, and then you stick them in the oven, right? Oh, chef's kiss, so good. And then we made like what did we make? It was like a chili something like butter sauce that we could drizzle on top of it. It was incredible. A weird texture for people who don't like texture. And I don't like texture, but this texture was okay.
You'll eat meringue, but you won't eat whipped cream.
I will not eat meringue. It's baked meringue that I'll eat. I guess it is kind of, that's what's on top of meringue pie and all that.
Whipped up egg whites is just a meringue.
Yes. Yeah, but they were like kind of, I don't want to say crispy necessarily, but like they had kind of like a crunch to them.
That's a cooked meringue.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, buddy. We're saying the same thing.
Right, but like you're trying to get out of saying that you don't like meringue by saying it was baked. And I was like, well, that's just a like that's a baked Alaska, bro.
To be fair, never had meringue pie of any sort.
That's disappointing.
I've had key
You
lime
never had-
pie.
You ever had coconut cream pie?
Gross.
What?
Coconut, man. I can't.
You
do
don't like coconut?
I don't. I don't. I've tried to like coconut and everything that has coconut, except for there's one exception.
Mallow cups?
No. No, there's one exception, and it is Samoas. That's the only exception.
Guess what you just reminded me of?
What?
We have to fight the Girl Scouts
Okay. Why?
because they're discontinuing my second favorite cookie.
If you say Thin Mints, I will smack you.
No, that's my first favorite cookie.
I wish they would discontinue that.
I
I'll
wish
help-
you
I'll
would
help.
be discontinued.
I'll help the Girl Scouts in this fight.
My second favorite cookie is the s'mores cookie, and they're discontinuing it this year. This is going to be the final season for the s'mores,
Right. That's unfortunate.
as well as the cinnamon toast. Never really even knew that was a flavor.
The what?
Yeah, there was a cinnamon toast cookie.
Dude, that sounds incredible.
Yeah,
You know me and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
magically delicious. I get it, but
I hate you. I really, really hate you sometimes.
well, folks, Matt says he hates me. I think that's time to end the show there. Thank you so much for listening. If you want more from us, you can find us over on I don't even know at this point.
Wait,
maybe
when does this
TikTok if it's still
We
it
should be
comes
good.
out-
Yeah, we're good.
TikTok
This,
can still be around for a little bit longer.
we could theoretically release another episode after this one and still be on TikTok. However, the 19th is the Sunday after this one. So we may not put that on TikTok. Who knows?
And all of the meta services that we use, such as Threads, Instagram, and Facebook, now aren't allowing fact checking. So you can just say whatever you want on there.
Love that. Hey, maybe we get hey, here's an idea. We make our own Garlic Boys social media.
Like a place where people can go and find Garlic Boys content as well as share in the community.
Exactly.
Maybe like at patreon.com/Garlic Boys.
But make it more social.
Yeah, talk to us, join us, give us $10 a month or $3. $3.
You could love us at all. Unlike everybody in my entire life that's ever left me.
If you want to be better than my dad and love me, you can go to redbubble.com and purchase some of the designs that we've put up there. And then you could also go over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys and watch video versions of the podcast as well.
You know what's really great is you could buy things off of our Redbubble account and never match with Connor's dad ever.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to spite my dad, go buy something off of Redbubble.
You know what? I think I'm going to buy some right now.
For every dollar spent on our Redbubble store, that's another year I won't talk to my dad. Just kidding. He doesn't talk to me, so it's fine.
Oh, man.
Matt, do you have a supplementary mom report for this week?
Yes, give me 1 second. I just want to do something real quick here. Yes, Sue Storm.
Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. I mean,
bring up that, but don't put that away. Put it away. Disgusting.
You're welcome. It was only showing the hips, Connor. It wasn't showing anything that could be misconstrued on a PG podcast. It was completely PG.
I'm going to go with Mary Jane from the 6160 universe.
Nice.
He has 2 kids.
Yeah, that I just heard about that one, actually. Like, I know you told me that, but like I just heard about it outside of you telling me that, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
AJ, do you have a supplementary mom report for this week?
Kathy Bates.
This is incredible.
That's a good one. I think we just did her a few weeks ago.
Solid.
Yes, dude.
They just need to add her to Marvel Rivals, man.
Yes, dude. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, as always, to
Stay
garlicky.
I'm gonna start my work on this social media app, and it's gonna be called it's gonna have you ever had a dream where you